In a land where bravery was more than just a word, Benaiah was known as the most inspiring warrior. His name echoed across valleys and mountains, whispered by those in awe of his courage. With armor gleaming in the sun and a heart that beat strong as thunder, Benaiah stood tall, a symbol of hope for all. His journey was no ordinary tale. It was one of grit, resilience, and indomitable will. Born into humble beginnings, he rose through hardships, carving his legacy with every battle won. Benaiah's life was a living testament to the power of unwavering determination. From his youth, Benaiah was not just a boy with a sword, but a warrior forged by destiny. He trained tirelessly, his eyes fixed on becoming the strongest and bravest among his kin. Days turned to nights as he honed his skills, mastering each weapon with precision and grace. His discipline and dedication were unmatched, setting him apart from others. Those who witnessed him spar could feel the energy he radiated, a fire that would not be quenched. Benaiah's journey, however, was not one of ease. Challenges were waiting, testing every fiber of his being. In his first major battle, Benaiah faced a foe twice his size, a skilled giant who struck fear into the hearts of others. Yet Benaiah stood firm, his resolve as solid as his grip on his weapon. As the battle raged, he ducked and dodged, anticipating each strike with an instinct honed by years of relentless practice. The spectators watched in awe, witnessing courage in its rawest form. With one swift, calculated blow, Benaiah brought the giant down, earning respect and admiration. That victory became a turning point, marking him as a true warrior in the eyes of all. Benaiah's heart, though, was not just made of valor. It was full of compassion. He believed that true strength lay in protecting the weak and uplifting the fallen. Every victory reminded him that his purpose was not personal glory, but service to his people. In times of peace, he walked among the villagers, listening to their stories, sharing in their joys and sorrows. His presence became a source of comfort, a reminder that they were not alone. To Benaiah, being a warrior was more than wielding a sword. It was being a guardian of his people's hope. There came a time when a shadow loomed over Benaiah's land, a darkness threatening to engulf all he held dear. Rumors of an army, vast, relentless, and merciless, spread fear across the villages. Benaiah knew that this was his true test, a battle that would determine not only his fate, but the fate of his people. Gathering his warriors, he spoke words of courage and resilience, his voice a steady flame in the cold of despair. His words were a balm, infusing his comrades with strength. Together they prepared for the fight of their lives, ready to stand against the odds. As the battle approached, Benaiah spent nights in silent contemplation, seeking strength beyond his own. He understood that to win, he would need more than just brute force. He needed wisdom, foresight, and trust in his comrades. So he gathered his closest allies, each a master in their own right, forming a plan that balanced courage with cunning. They studied the terrain, learned the enemy's weaknesses, and crafted a strategy that would outwit even the most ruthless of foes. With each passing day, his warriors grew more confident, fortified by Benaiah's unwavering resolve. On the day of battle, the ground trembled as Benaiah and his warriors advanced, facing an army that seemed endless. Benaiah led from the front, his presence like a beacon that guided his men through the chaos. As weapons clashed and shouts filled the air, he fought with a blend of strength and grace that inspired those around him. Despite the overwhelming force, Benaiah's spirit did not waver. His eyes remained focused, every move calculated. It was in the heat of this battle that Benaiah's true greatness shone, as he became the embodiment of bravery in the face of fear. Hours turned into a blur of blood, sweat, and steel, yet Benaiah pushed forward, his energy seemingly boundless. Even as wounds covered his body, his spirit remained untamed, a flame that would not be extinguished. One by one, his warriors began to rally, their strength renewed by his example. They fought not only for survival, but for honor, for each other, and for Benaiah. The enemy, once confident, began to falter, shaken by the unyielding resilience of the warriors they faced. Benaiah's resolve had turned the tide, inspiring his comrades to rise above their own limits. As the battle neared its climax, Benaiah found himself face to face with the enemy's leader, a cunning warrior known for his ruthless tactics. Their eyes met, each understanding the gravity of the duel that lay before them. The two moved with precision, every strike and parry a test of skill and will. Benaiah could feel his own strength wane, yet his spirit surged with a sense of purpose that defied exhaustion. With a powerful thrust, he disarmed his foe, standing victorious. Yet he chose to spare the fallen leader, a mark of his honor, a warrior who valued life even in war. The enemy leader, astonished by Benaiah's mercy, vowed to end the conflict and lead his forces back. This moment of compassion and strength won Benaiah not only victory but respect from both sides of the battle. His people celebrated, hailing him as the greatest warrior and a leader of unmatched honor. Yet Benaiah took no pride in his victory alone. He attributed it to the unity and bravery of all those who stood beside him. He reminded his people that true power lay in the courage to protect and the wisdom to show mercy, even in the face of relentless foes. With peace restored, Benaiah returned to his village, greeted with joy and admiration. Yet in his heart, he knew that battles and glory were fleeting. He sought to instill the spirit of resilience and wisdom in others, teaching younger warriors the lessons he had learned. Under his guidance, his village transformed into a sanctuary of knowledge, strength, and unity. Benaiah believed that true strength lay in the legacy he could leave behind, and he spent his days training others, sharing not just his skills, but his heart, his philosophy, and his vision of a world where strength served justice and compassion. One day, a group of wandering scholars arrived in Benaiah's village, fascinated by tales of his legendary feats. They sought his wisdom, eager to hear the secrets of his strength and courage. Benaiah welcomed them, but instead of recounting only his victories, he spoke of his fears, his doubts, and the lessons he had learned from defeat. He shared how every wound had taught him resilience, every setback had revealed a new path, and every moment of doubt had strengthened his resolve. The scholars were moved, realizing that Benaiah's greatness lay in his humility and humanity as much as his might. In the years that followed, Benaiah continued to inspire not just warriors, but people from all walks of life. Farmers, traders, and artisans alike found strength in his words and actions. He showed them that courage was not just for the battlefield, but was found in every aspect of life. He taught them to face challenges with a calm mind, to treat others with kindness, and to persevere even when the odds were stacked against them. His influence spread beyond the boundaries of his village, his name becoming synonymous with resilience, honor, and compassion. Despite his many victories and the admiration of countless people, Benaiah remained humble, aware that his strength was a gift meant to serve others. He frequently retreated into nature, finding solace in the stillness of the mountains and rivers that had witnessed his youth. In these moments of solitude, he reflected on his journey, grateful for the challenges that had shaped him. He understood that a true warrior's path was a journey inward as much as outward, a quest to conquer not just external enemies, but one's own fears, doubts, and ego. Through this introspection, Benaiah's spirit grew even stronger. As time passed, Benaiah noticed signs of aging in his once strong body, a reminder that no warrior could escape the passing of time. Yet he did not lament his loss of youthful strength. Instead, he embraced it as a new chapter. With age came wisdom, and he found joy in sharing his stories, watching younger warriors grow and thrive under his guidance. His legacy became a living testament, carried on by those he had taught and inspired. Benaiah realized that though battles may fade, the impact of a noble heart and a wise mind would endure forever. One evening, as the sun set over the village, Benaiah gathered his people around a great fire, sharing tales of his youth, of battles fought and friends lost. His voice carried the weight of memory and experience, each story a lesson in courage, loyalty, and resilience. The younger warriors listened in awe, realizing that Benaiah's greatest strength was not just his prowess in battle, but his capacity to endure, to learn, and to love. Around that fire, they pledged to carry his legacy forward, to honor his teachings, and to live with the same unbreakable spirit that had defined him. Years passed and Benaiah became a revered elder, his wisdom sought by those far and wide. One day a young warrior approached him, eager to know the secret to his legendary strength. Benaiah smiled, placing a hand on the young warrior's shoulder, and said, The true strength of a warrior lies not in his sword, but in his heart. It is courage, compassion, and integrity that make a man great. The young warrior bowed in respect, vowing to uphold the values that Benaiah had lived by. This interaction became yet another ripple in the vast legacy Benaiah left behind.